Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm taking a look at Duke Nukem 3D for the Sega Saturn, done by Lobotomy Software, the late great Lobotomy Software. They also did Quake and the awesome Power Slave on both the Saturn and the PlayStation. You can play Power Slave Exhumed, which was Night Dive Remaster done a few years ago. That is on Steam. It is on current-gen consoles. Check it out for sure. But this is done in the same engine as Power Slave. They called it the Slave Driver engine. I am playing with the old 3D controller for the Sega Saturn. You can see it's got the little analog stick here. It has a switch on the bottom here for D-pad and analog stick. And if you go to D-pad, check this out. Look at the input lag. Down, down, up, up. Then you go to the stick. Down, down, up, up. Zero input lag. I have no idea why that's the case, but anyway, I thought that was weird. Alright, so right off the bat you can see it's very faithful, like graphically speaking, and you might think that's not a big deal, but at the time, the computer required to run Duke Nukem 3D was actually pretty hefty. We're talking 96, 30 years ago, as of this recording, so a computer that could run Duke 3D competently anyway was pretty expensive at the time, compared to a Saturn anyway, which was $400. So one cool thing was, like I mentioned, I'm playing with the 3D controller. It actually has support for analog triggers, so you can kind of feather it, you can kind of move slowly, or just regular speed, either way. And then of course the analog stick, you can move. But that wasn't expected at the time. Like, they went above and beyond to support the controller, because the controller wasn't like a default controller with the system, it came with Knights. So it wasn't like something that everyone had. But if you did have it, you had this kind of value add where you could actually make use of. You can also kind of look up and down using it, which is kind of nice. So one of the funnier aspects of this version of the game is how short Duke is. I'm not sure why that is exactly. He's very short. Like, look at the light switch. Is like it's like almost above my head. It's right at my face. Like, this cash register is like I can't even see over it. It's so high up. So I'm playing as like a tiny version of Duke for some reason, but maybe it's just because of the way the engine works. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've always thought it was kind of funny how tiny he is. So this version also does have a map. You gotta go into the menu and turn it on. So it's not the most intuitive, and it is kind of it's kind of rough. Like, you can use it, but it's not really that great. And then they did include crosshairs, which is actually kind of nice. But it always bugs me that the top and bottom are like they're not the same length, and the left and right aren't either. So, like, I don't know, it's weird. But it's nice to know where you're aiming if you're not like actually looking up and down while doing it, so you don't waste ammo. Because you can waste ammo, especially with the shotgun. It's pretty easy to waste ammo by accident. So yeah, look how tiny I am. I'm just like this giant arcade whatever that is. There's a pinball machine. I can barely even like reach the paddles on the sides. It's just so weird. I don't know why I'm so short. Auto-destruct. So you see, Hollywood Holocaust is pretty faithful to the PC version. It's pretty one-to-one conversion. There are a couple of levels later. You can also save your game, which is a nice touch. There are a couple of levels later that do get split up in the middle of where the PC version would be. Just one continuous level. They split it up into like 2 sections. So there are some compromises that were made, obviously, such as Short Duke being a thing. But for the most part, it's a really good conversion, and I like playing it. It's just fun to play. It's cool to play on real hardware. I am playing with the real disc, by the way, so this is the actual game on actual hardware. This is how it actually played with the real 3D controller. Here's another good example of how tiny Duke is. Another cash register, which is like over my head. It's crazy. Then there's these buttons, which look like I can barely reach. They also made little changes, like right there, you just put the key into the slot and it just explodes. The building just comes down. Whereas before, there's like a couple of little buttons you gotta press. So they just kind of truncated some stuff. So that toilet's about the appropriate height. That's good. And they obviously moved the urinals down because I'm guessing they noticed. But those urinals are pretty close to the floor. It looks like one of the kiddie urinals. And this is cool too. Like in the PC version, you can walk up to the pool balls over here. Billiards balls, whatever you want to call them. And you can just hit the use key. And they'll just go scattering everywhere. And this one, they react, I believe, to explosions. Yeah. So you kind of have to use a bit of force in this one, but they still react, which is cool. Do we have, yeah, we got a couple guys down here. Duke doesn't seem to talk as much in this version now that I think about it. They also changed this a little bit. There's no more like club music, like rave music. It's just normal background music. But, and the girls don't come up from the floor. But they're still there. In all their half-nude glory. Well, more than that. Can't see up there. There she is. Her little tassels. Isn't that nice? Every 13-year-old kid that was playing this at the time was in heaven. Let's see here. To turn on your inventory items, you have to go into the menu. And then you can, let's see, I think it's, you hold down the B button, and then you left and right trigger, and it goes up and down. Interesting solution. Go back, turn it off. Kind of nice, actually, because it pauses the game while you're going through your inventory items. On PC, it does not pause. You have to know what you want and be able to select it while the game is still playing. And you can, you know, die while you're trying to select like a health refill or something like that. So you got to be careful in the PC version. This one, it just pauses it for you. So if I want to refill my health now, like that, there you go. Pretty easy. But you can tell it's a pretty dang faithful version of the game. So like the N64 version is also really good, but it's kind of its own thing. Like they didn't really try to recreate the PC version so much as kind of make a 64 version of Duke 3D. That version's also censored compared to this one. So to each their own though, because the N64 version is also pretty dang good as far as like gameplay goes. And I don't think Duke's quite as short in that version. Weird. It's such a weird thing. So here's one small change. There's no more Shroud of Turin or whatever that thing is. You press the button on to make that cross turn upside down. This time there's just a door back here. On the PC version, everything turns red. Oh, he says there's a Doom Space Marine. Yes, it sure is, especially now that ID's been dismantled. Like, main change number one. Keep the girls, keep the violence, get rid of the implied Satanism. Okay, I need the card. This is another change. These are not spinning. In the PC version, these gears I'm hopping on right now are spinning. Making it quite challenging. Right now it's not that challenging because they're still... In the PC version, they are rotating and you have to, like, fight against the rotation as you are jumping, which is... perilous to say the least. Oh, look at that. I fell down here and died. Wonderful. Can I jump up? You can. Okay, cool. That's one thing about this game is the newer versions on PC have this kind of like rewind feature, almost like a Forza Horizon game. It's like you can just, as soon as you die, it'll go, here, how far back do you want to start? Because it's been recording your playthrough the entire level. And this does not have that. So if you die, you got to start over again. But I think it does start you over with all of your resources, which is nice. It's not like Doom where they start you with like just a pistol. And they're like, good luck. This one actually, I think, retain your loadout. So if you had guns and all that stuff, you get them back. Okay, I got boots. Gonna need some boots for walking, because that's just what they do. I don't think you can control crouching in this version, so there are no... Usually there's some trip mines that appear right here, and you can see the lasers come across the room. That doesn't happen here, and I think it's because you can't actually crouch on your own. It's kind of an auto function, like jumping in Zelda. So that is an interesting difference. I won't say it's a omission or anything. I think it's just a stylistic choice mostly. Okay. I'm sure Duke could crouch if he wanted in this version. They just kind of ran out of buttons. Yeah, you gotta be careful in this game, man. Their health will disappear relatively quickly, and if you're not paying attention, you will pay the price. Alright, so... Especially in this version, it's very easy to not know you're being shot. So you have to really pay attention. Alright, 2 down, 3 down. Alright, so... Those alien maggots booby-trap the sub. Again, you hold the B button, left and right trigger move up and down. Pretty ingenious, honestly. Gives you analog control over your ascent and descent. Which is kind of cool. Did not expect that. Over here, I have some... let's see. I was gonna say I have some enemies I need to take out right here, but... Let's see who's down here. I thought I saw somebody drop down. Okay, so alright, good. Come get me. Oh good, I didn't even know I picked up some chain gun ammo. That's good. Could use that for sure. Now that I got the red key, I can activate this, which is so high up. This is like eye level for me. And this activates this, which should be square. And it's really, really squished. That's okay. Alright, let's get out of there before I get big again. You can't really tell in this version, but I shrunk. I actually just got really small for a second. Normally, I'm actually really small, and it's pretty obvious. But this version, I'm already there, so... That's pretty funny. Okay. See, it almost looks like I just slightly bend my knees. I just get slightly lower. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. This actually is, in the PC version, one continuous level. But in this Saturn version, they actually broke it up into 2 halves. So, you end that half there, and I guess it goes to the second half straight away? Or does... Yeah, it doesn't let you save in between the halves. So it still treats it as one level. Yeah, but I don't know what happens if you die. Let's hope I don't find out. I'd rather not have to start from the very beginning of the level again, but I think you do. Let's see what's up there. Oh, good. That helps. Alright, let's see if we can get to the secret stage. Correct. Yeah, so this isn't the actual, like, normal exit for this stage. This actually gets you to secret stage. You know, the funniest thing was this game running as well as it does on the Sega Saturn, and Doom running as poorly as it did on the Sega Saturn. I think that was the most baffling thing to people for a long time. When you hear the story of the version of Doom that got released for the Saturn, and how Carmack essentially was like, no, to the original version, and then they released like a software accelerated version that ran like crap, then it becomes a little clearer, but of course back in the 90s nobody knew that, so it just seemed really weird that, like, wait, it can run Duke 3D but not Doom? Yeah, didn't make a whole lot of sense. I can't keep track of what switches I do and do not want to actually flip. Because the ones that are supposed to be on are off, and then the ones that are you want to turn on are already on. It's really weird. Hail to the king, baby. See, as far as I remember, I think there's a switch in the PC version that makes that rocket come out of the ground. And in this one, it's just there. It's already out of the ground when you actually open it, so... Not sure what all differences are in this level. I'm not as familiar with this level as I am the first three, but... Is there a switch that came out? There's supposed to be a switch in this little bunker here. Ah, there it is, okay. And this blows the rocket up. Nope, I guess not. I guess it doesn't do that in this version. That's kind of funny. So it just opened up a little door for me to come down. Normally it blows the rocket up. Instead of it taking off, it just disintegrates. Okay, end of the level. That wasn't too bad. Again, some things omitted, truncated, whatever. But not too bad overall. I missed every secret. I didn't get a single one. Don't know how I hit that guy. But I'm glad I did. Alright, let's go all the way down here. There's a health pack. That's good. Portable med kit. Okay. Let's go back up. And I think there's a blue door right at the beginning here. Yep. I didn't even have to trigger anything. Ah, there's another handprint. Okay. Open. Oh, it blew something up. Hang on. Or shifted plates or something. Atomic health. Come in handy. Let's see. We're hitting the end of this level. There it is. All right. And we can go auto-destruct. I think this is just a boss. Yep. See you in hell. Cutscene. Tell me the cutscene's here. Yes.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien bastards.
Nice. Alright, that's the end of episode 1. Then Duke goes to space. But yeah, that's Duke Nukem 3D for the Sega Saturn, guys. Really cool port by Lobotomy Software back in the day. I hope they're proud. They're no longer around, but I hope they're proud. They're out there watching somewhere. Anyway, if you like this type of video, please drop a like. It helps with the algorithm. As always, consider subscribing for more content like this, and consider hitting the notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Thanks as always for watching, and till next time.